101.3 FM, The Source.
Nothing says the holiday is like power chords on an electric guitar. That's what I say, Robert.
Yeah.
That's why I picked that bumper music. Because Robert Colen is in here. I think he plays electric guitar, doesn't he?
I think so. He rocks.
Play with it.
Robert Colen is here from On Top of the World. We're going to talk about all the great things that happened in On Top of the World. You know what would be a fun topic if we could squeeze it in? What's upcoming? You got a new year coming up, right? 2020, perfect vision. Everybody's got a perfect vision next year, right?
Yeah.
That's the year of perfect vision.
2020.
Actually, this would be better vision.
Nobody's talked about that. This is really groundbreaking material.
It is. So 2019 is actually better vision, though, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Because 2020 is perfect, but this is better.
Yeah.
I think.
I wear glasses. You wear glasses. You guys
Yeah, we all wear glasses.
I know I'm not 2020.
So how are you?
I'm doing great.
Are you cold?
I was cold outside. Had coffee, so I'm not cold now.
But see, that's a beautiful jacket.
So yeah, that's why I wanted to show it off.
Is that
It's
Is that
great.
available
I love
to
it.
all of us? Can we buy one of them?
I don't know. I had it specially made.
Oh, you did?
I think I've been with On Top of the World for 15 years when they gave this to me. So
Well, you should have perks.
Okay.
You know,
Have you
you
ever-
should be recognized for all the good things you do.
Have you ever actually gone to the top of the world? Have you ever actually gone up?
I was in Norway. That's close.
That's close.
Oh wow! Did you get to
Like
see
that,
the
like-
lights?
No, I was there I guess I was there in the summer. I can't remember seeing the lights. One of my closest friends, he lives there. He listens to this from time to time, actually, on YouTube.
Does he really? Well,
Aw.
if he's listening today, I think I have it set up so that you can send messages on this thing.
Oh,
So I don't know.
I should have let him know ahead of
If you
time.
see some lights coming on over there, let me know because I got to turn around and look at it. So are you guys doing anything for the Christmas and Hanukkah holidays?
Well, we've got a lot going on. So we have a big Christmas parade that goes through On Top
You
of the
do?
World. Sure, and it's
Really?
everything with events from our clubs. We have I don't know 100 and something clubs, and the residents get in and they have a lot of fun. They make the floats, so they do everything from like the RC car. They have the cars and they
on the street?
remote control.
they'll be
Yeah, the
driving their
remote
golf
control
car and the remote
cars.
control cars will
Cool.
drive around. They have
Really? Wow.
there's one that a guy sent me. He's on he's a submariner. I guess that's what you call a guy who was in a submarine in the Navy.
right.
So and he's very proud of his Navy experience, and rightfully so. But he showed me a picture of it's about a 15-foot submarine that they recreated, the Nautilus, and it's beautiful. So that's going to be on a trailer that they'll bring behind them, and that'll go from inside On Top of the World. It'll go through Candler Hills and then out to our Circle Square Commons, which is on 80th Street. So out into the public a little bit, and then everything will be left out on display. So
Oh my!
they'll have a party and live music, and that's on Saturday around 4 o'clock. It'll be
Whoa.
4
do
o'clock.
that a
It'll
lot.
be out there out in the open, the public, but it'll start around I think 3.
Oh, that's pretty
okay.
amazing.
Is the whole community decorated or?
Yeah, so we have decorations everywhere. They just start going up.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, and they'll have beautiful decorations out on the Square Commons, but all the gates have it, and then of course a lot of residents put their own lights up.
Yeah.
And it's really, you really feel something special with all the lights out. And
It is
seeing
kind of cool.
decoration.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like we have our restrictions for our HOA that say you have to take them down shortly after the first of the year, and you can put them up in November. And you see people still, not just in our community but everywhere, they leave them up, and it takes away from like the specialness of this.
Oh, I'm with you.
Right.
I'm with you with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're excited about it, and you feel that special presence when you're driving through the community, and people, the holiday spirit really starts to take hold.
We did a Christmas song one year, Robin and I, and we made a video for it. And it was like June or July. We had to do the video because it takes so long for everything. Anyway, so we had a Christmas tree up in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Rabbi Hecht always lights a menorah on the downtown square in
Yeah.
Ocala. Will you have a menorah lighting at On Top of the World?
We don't do that there. We really, we of course welcome religious expression, but we don't as a business to get involved in that other than putting up the displays that we do. But I've attended Rabbi Hecht's candle lighting before, and it's a nice event.
Yeah,
So
it's wonderful.
I don't know what day it is this year.
The 22nd, Sunday the 22nd.
I might be around for that, so I might go.
That's when they're doing the lighting? The 22nd?
That's when Hanukkah starts.
Oh.
Rabbi had to
Wait a
be
minute.
here.
Robin knew when Hanukkah starts before you did?
Yeah, and I got 3 kids, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
What? That's kind of funny.
How do your models look? I mean, I travel down 200 every day and see your beautiful billboards depicting like 10 new models. Are they all decorated also? For
Oh,
Christmas?
that's a
I
cool
know
idea.
they have
Holidays?
some of them have wreaths, but we have so the 10 new models are out, and that's in the Candler Hills community, which is we started building that in about 2004, and beautiful new homes, really advanced designs, really something special to see. And those are representing for models in our communities in Candler Hills, but the neighborhoods are called Sterling Meadows and Allendale and at Balmoral, and they're really beautiful areas. So it's something worth coming out to see and just to walk it and see what's new in construction and design.
Who's your Santa Claus in your parade?
I don't know. That's
Santa Claus.
One of the residents.
I shouldn't even ask that question.
That's
It's
right.
Santa Claus. That's all it is. Sorry. You're not supposed to ask that. We have two guys in Ocala that make really great. Well, probably one too. Really, like they're perfect Santa Clauses. It's like they're made to be that character, that guy.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done Santa Claus?
No.
Yeah, Santa Claus probably isn't as tall as you, I guess.
No, but I can sit down.
Somebody was giving me a lecture yesterday that Santa Claus is actually a gnome. And
Oh, no.
Does Hanukkah have a guy who brings out around presents? I never heard.
Saturday Night Live did that skit on Hanukkah Harry. Do you remember? John Lovitz was
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my God.
When you put up your models, how long is their life expectancy until you sell them and then make new models?
That's a good question. We have anywhere from 2 to 3 years, and then at the end of that period, we start building, especially with sales going as strong as they've been going. So we start to close out those communities, and we are able to build new models, and then we put those models up for sale, which I've talked about here before, where we have, they sell it with all the furniture and fully decorated as they come. So it's nice. But we have actually new models that are coming online for a new community called Wayborn Landing, which is going to be a replacement for our Indigo community. And that's it's its own neighborhood or its own community separate. So it's not on top of the World Central. It's not Candler Hills, but it'll be called Wayborn Landing. It'll have its own clubhouse. It has its own houses, its own homeowners association. And it's actually a little bit closer to Shalom Park. So
okay.
pretty neat.
Do you know, we're giving a carpet away, and it's kind of fun to give away something like that's really valuable. And I was thinking about the fact that you guys gave away a house one time.
Right.
How long? That was like 2 years ago, maybe?
That was 2 years ago. I remember being on the show with Rebecca Rogers, who actually now works with Ken Colen on the foundation that's going to be doing the pool. So it's funny how it all tied back together.
Yeah, that was an amazing thing. So how is there anything in the future, like in 2020, where are you going to be in here saying, "Oh, we got another house to give away" or something?
Well, we're not doing the house anytime soon, and that was a big adventure.
I'm
We had
guessing
to get all the subcontractors on board, and all of our subcontractors donated materials, and that's pretty pricey for a lot of these guys because that's thousands of dollars out of their pocket as well.
I know.
But we were able to do it, and what did it raise? $200,000 for hospice,
autism, right?
For hospice.
Hospice. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Hospice, yeah.
So it was a great event.
You'll have a lot of your square outside really hosts a lot of talented musical acts. Are you going to be having a lot of those from now through?
Well, it's funny you say that because I have my notes here somewhere. But we have this Sunday is a free event. It's opera. And
Really?
I'm really excited by that. So free,
Are you?
To be free, you have to go down to the Circle Square Commons and pick up your tickets before Sunday.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But it's going to be a live opera. The guy leading it is his name is Cheryl Milnes. I may be saying that wrong, but Milnes, and you can Google him. And he's
But his first name is Cheryl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Seherril. So
I get it wrong all the time with the names. Like
I'm sure it's pronounced differently.
We had a Michelle one time, and it was a guy.
Was it French?
Yes,
I think so.
He
I
was
think
from
so.
France.
Yeah.
So, but he is the opera singer.
Well,
Is his show?
he's going to be singing, as I understand it, but it's his organization. So he has an organization called the Voice Experience Foundation, and they're based here in Florida. I'm not exactly sure where, and they basically take people who are professional opera singers and they want to improve their skills or they want to emerging talent, And then this is an opportunity for them to perform live.
An
with their singing.
opportunity.
Wow.
Opera.
I love that.
I didn't see we've coined another thing today. This is great. Opportunity.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, this is pretty exciting because people that normally might not want to go to opera, they can experience this for themselves. And who knows, they might fall in love with it and then become an opera ticket holder for the season.
And that's like, I enjoy opera. I grew up watching the Three Tenors and that kind of stuff on PBS.
Really?
And,
Yeah.
so it's an opportunity for me to bring my children to watch it if I can.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we can break them away from their life.
But will you listen to it in the
do
car? That's the real question. Will you listen to opera in the car with the kids?
I listen to this show in the car with my kids.
It's different to go somewhere live because how do children know what they like if they're not exposed to everything that's out there? And
Right.
you're doing a great job with your children by having a variety of events they can attend, and that way they can decide if they like it or not.
Yeah, in fact, I took my oldest, he's 13, to see Kansas in concert at our Circle Square Commons.
Uh-huh.
So that was a couple months ago, and that was really cool.
How was that? Good?
Yeah.
Did you sing along?
I did. I grew up, I loved Kansas.
Dust in the wind?
Yeah. Carry on our wayward son. But for this event, this is December 8th at 1 o'clock. You have to be, the gates open at 1 o'clock, 12, and the event starts at 1. It's a free event, free opera from the Voice Experience with Cheryl Milnes. And,
Have
you
we
go
met her? I feel like you brought her.
Him.
Oh, him. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And you
That
can learn
name
more
just
about it.
seems so familiar.
I have a phone number here, but you can go on circlesquarecommons.com to learn more about that event or where to go.
Will you be having any more craft shows from now to through Christmas, or is
There's
that
always,
craft season?
it's not anything left for the rest of this year. Next year, of course, we always have the Home Improvement Expo, which
Oh,
we do,
yeah.
which I've come in and spoken about several times.
Mhm.
I'm going to bring Gary back here in a couple of weeks or a month when I come back on, and I don't want to take away his thunder, but the big thing we have in between that is Air Supply. You remember Air Supply, January 9th.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's
Air
right.
Supply.
So that's a Thursday night. I think that's a Thursday night.
Rob has been trying to get a hold of their manager to see if we can get them as guests on the show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I only have one question. How come you don't tuck your shirt in? That's my whole question.
Isn't there a new style of like, not
Yeah,
tuck
but they're not new. They're old.
Okay. There's like a new shirt design. I know.
Yeah. But you always have full houses.
Right. And there's only 50 seats left for this Air Supply event. So
Oh, really?
if you're going to want to go, you want to get tickets now. But yeah, I don't know if you do know their songs.
I know some of their songs. Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me one.
Well, I was just saying, All Out of Love. I got it written down. Yeah, All Out of Love. Yeah, I'll let you sing it so I don't break anyone's
I mean,
You can sing it opera.
Even the Nights Are Better. Can you do that one?
how's that one sound? I can't remember.
Even the Nights Are Better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then Making Love Out of Nothing at All.
Yeah. Oh, I
Mhm.
did
So some
that.
big names, and there's a lot more, but those are, they're really.
And they're the
good.
real guys. They're the original too.
Yeah.
Right? It's always been a duo with
with their back with
People
the band
backing them
behind
up,
it. So
yeah.
that's and then of course we have our holiday light display. It will be at the town center, and that's going to be this week.
Oh, I bet that's going to be
It's
beautiful.
gorgeous.
Do you have a big Christmas tree that
Yeah,
you
there's
light up on the square?
it looks like a big what is it? You remember the cherry or whatever was the what did Cinderella go in the ball in?
Oh yeah, the pumpkin coach. Yeah, the big,
Coach,
the
yeah.
big, yeah.
It
the
looks like that, but
pumpkin
it's
coach.
white. So that's
Oh
what I
my
think.
gosh.
That's what I think it looks like. I don't know.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? I would love that. I would love to see that. That would be great.
Do you guys ever have like an open house for the whole community, like for the general public to come like experience the swimming pool or some of the other things?
We don't do that at all.
No.
And part of the reason is that our residents pay their own association fees. That includes a gated community
Mhm.
for Candler and on top of World Central. And and rightfully so, they don't want people coming into their community and looking at
That makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want that, and we try to protect their privacy. We do our Candler Open, which is the Ocala Open, which is our golf tournament,
Right.
and that allows people from the public to come out on the golf courses and watch. And then, of course, you can always use the golf course at Candler Hills because it is open to the public for that as well.
Plus, a lot of the events down on the Circle Square area, that whole area right there,
That's
has so many things you can do.
That's right. And that's
We're
outside the
there
gates.
more often than you realize. We always look for you, but
Oh.
Yeah, but you're always doing other stuff.
Yeah.
or Shalom Park or
Shalom Park.
we go there.
We got great stuff coming up for Shalom Park. What is it? The 20? I don't even know what day that is. it's a Thursday, the 20th, 19th.
The 19th is
The 19th,
Is that an airplane?
we have another Park After Dark event, which is sold out, but it's going to be string music, holiday music.
Oh, really?
Violinist and a cello, 2 violinists and a cello player, and it's.
See, I think that's my favorite, aside from pop music. I think my favorite other music is strings like that. Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah, and it's going to be really dark.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh.
We had our Park After Dark last month, a couple weeks ago, in November, and we had a stargazing. So we had an astronomer there, and then we walk through what we call the Enchanted Forest, and it was, there was a storyteller, and she'd tell stories of the Native Americans who lived in this area, and talk about different things. And she'd stop and tell 2 stories, and then walk a little further and talk. And it was really neat. But the astronomer really blew me away because he had his telescope focused on Saturn.
Oh my!
You could literally see the rings of Saturn, and then the stars behind it. And I was like,
cool.
wow, this is something
Holy
special.
cow.
My son, who was there with me, he was able to see, they showed Jupiter, but by the time I got up to see the telescope, Jupiter was behind the trees.
Oh my gosh.
But he said you could see even the moons of Jupiter, and that's
No way,
great
really?
for him to be able to experience something like that. And people really loved it. It's a small event that was like 25 people. I think we were allowed to have. This concert we're going to have in 2 weeks is going to be, I think, 50. We may open it up a little bit more to allow a little more people to come in, but there's a waiting list. That's through Master the Possibilities. But we'll have another event in January, another event in February, and then we're making Schilling Park like a cultural hub.
I think that's a perfect place.
Yeah,
it's a perfect place.
And I guess the reason I was asking about the open house thing for the whole community, which makes sense to not do that. But I like the idea of bragging about what you have over there, because we've seen that. We've been, I guess, we're looking at a model. We were taken around a few times, and I worked over there, Park Place. So I would drive people into On Top of the World all the time, and I got to see it that way. Well, that was.
And if you want to see the community, you can always go to our sales office and go over to see our models, and they'll give you a tour. We have an experience tour where they'll give you, if you're from out of state, they'll take you on a tour of all of Ocala, and then you go and you get to stay.
Oh my!
You get to stay in a visitation unit for a couple of days.
Yeah.
So it's a real neat experience. You get to meet residents. You get to go to some of the clubs. You get to play golf.
Did I ever ask you?
Indulgent.
That's wonderful.
In Clearwater, you have condominiums, right?
Yes, correct.
Do you have them here?
We do have a condominiums, but we bought them all back and we converted them to apartments that we use for residents that are buying. They're going to be waiting for a period of time to move in.
Oh, okay.
So most of them are fully furnished, and then they'll come there for 6 months. They rent for 6 months, and then when their house is under construction, then they'll move in.
So why is
Beautiful.
Is it determined by just the general public? Like in Clearwater, condominiums are more popular than they might be around here?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think people will expect that. I mean, we do have the attached houses, all those attached houses, which is almost like a condominium feel, right? But
it's a nice area also. Each area has its own personality, and I just think it's fabulous.
Yeah, and down there, of course, space is more limited, and there's, I think, if you're like coming from a New York or Chicago, you're more used to living in a condominium.
Yeah.
And this is
so. What do you think?
Environment
Next year at this time, what do you think you'll be telling us is about to happen? Because I'm guessing you're going to have the houses already being built. The Aquatica Center is probably going to be very close to being done, right?
Well, it'll be probably in process. So yeah. And what we'll be talking about the Aquatic Center. We'll be talking about the area that's called Earl right now, which is across from Westport High School.
Right. So that's already going to be started.
We've already broken ground on that. So those will be the things we'll be talking about, the new houses that'll be going there. And that's going to be open to all ages. There's non-age restricted. And there's going to be a school in there that we're going to build. So, it's going to be the Ina A. Colen Academy, which is named after my Aunt Ken Colen's mother, who just passed away this July. And she was a school teacher. So we're really excited with that. That's a charter school that will be in process. This time next year, we'll probably be looking for a principal to oversee that. And then the following, about 2022, I guess we'll be having our process of.
So a lot of changes happening.
So a lot of changes, and it's going to be shifting over to some extent in that area to all ages, which is something that On Top of the World, the communities as a company hasn't done.
That's right.
Since the 1970s. when Sidney Colen, the founders, shifted over from building single family houses to apartments.
I
and
love On
condominiums.
Top of the World, but
Yeah.
but the one thing I've always been a little bit holding back on, because I'm old enough to live there. But I like when there's kids out in the neighborhood. I like when there's bicycles and ice cream trucks and things like that. Will there be ice cream trucks?
That's not our call, but you know what?
Wait a minute. I got an
There you
idea.
go.
I got an idea. Maybe I'll retire.
What about this? You do your mobile radio station out of an ice cream truck.
Oh, there you go.
But I saw this thing, Robert. I saw this bicycle with the ice cream cooler on the front. And it's good humor. It's like a nice bike. Not cheap.
I've seen that in Europe before, but something like
You
that.
could do that in On Top of the World.
There you go. And you just show up at different events.
That guy used to do radio.
Yeah,
That's
there
what
you
they'll
go.
say. Yeah, that guy used to do radio.
Yeah. Since you're building that new community with the school and for families,
Yeah.
are people putting in their reservations now for what
We
lot
haven't
they
started
want,
doing
or
it.
how does that
It
work?
hasn't really, we've just started turning up the land. So there's
Mhm.
no roads there. There's no even dirt roads there. So it's not even ready for that. But within the next couple months, we will start moving. But we have a project manager out there, and he's overseeing all of the new construction that will be happening, all the land development,
Mhm.
and it's in process.
Oh, so you need to do all the roads first, and then
Yeah,
people
because
can come in and choose their site.
Right. There's no way for them to know where to go. It's just a big open field right now.
Uh-huh. Oh my gosh.
So any future guests?
Well, I'm going to be bringing Matt Hibbs back. He's been on before. He's our golf pro. He runs our golf,
Right.
and he'll be talking about our new golf course. We've changed our golf course. We rebuilt the golf clubs, and we have a new restaurant going there. It's actually being moved, but it's in a new area for it, so it'll be more of a resort feel. And he'll be talking about the new pro shop that's there. So, and he's got a lot coming up, so there's a lot for him to talk about. I wouldn't want to take away, but he'll be coming in. Gary Peer, who is one of my favorites, he'll be back.
He's fun.
He is, and he'll be talking about all the shows that'll be coming on for 2020
Mm-hmm.
at the Cultural Center. So a lot coming up for this coming year.
You know, I don't play golf, but I went to Cracker Barrel for Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
and they got this little game with golf tees. Have you ever played this game?
Of course, that triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
I always get dummy at the end.
I said, like
leave
four. I got four. Yeah, four. Robin gets it. I think she got down to two.
Too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Are you good at
That
this?
was lucky.
I've probably done it one before a couple times, but I remember sitting there at
I
tables with
keep
my
thinking-
dad. So my kids have had those before too. I bought them from Cracker Barrel.
And
Uh-huh.
They were good at it. But my older one got into Rubik's Cube, the Rubik's
Oh
cubing.
my.
He's actually got a tournament. He's coming up in 2
they
weeks.
have Rubik's
Really?
Cube tournaments?
Oh yeah, it's big. I mean, big in the
Oh.
sense that you go to them and there's 100 people, and the Worlds has 500 people, and that people
Mhm.
travel from all over the world to go.
Oh,
the
wow.
shows in Australia.
What, based on
Oh,
speed? How
wow.
quickly you can do
That's
it?
right. That's right. There's also one where you do it in the least amount of moves, and that takes like people take 30 minutes on that because they're deciding which way to go. But
Oh
he
my.
does the 2x2, the 3x3, the 4x4, the 5x5, the pyramids, which is like a pyramid looking.
Oh
thing.
my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
He's really fast. If he does it in like
I had to cheat. I had to go to YouTube and tell
That's
them how to
fabulous.
Yeah.
do it. We have one over
That's
here, but
wonderful.
I didn't. I couldn't figure out how to
That
do
would
it.
be a cool thing for On Top of the World to have
Yeah.
one of those.
Maybe I'll bring him on
tournaments
here and
there.
you can do the cube one day.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. How many seconds you said?
11.
11 seconds.
Wow.
I'll
Can he do it behind his back? Like I see some kids.
No, but he has been practicing doing blindfolded because that is a tournament. That's an event as well.
Is
Oh
it-
my
well, how do you
gosh, how
know? I
fun.
mean, don't you have to feel the colors?
You look at it first, and then you just memorize. Where
Oh
everything
my
is,
gosh.
Then you blindfold yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know, I think
Wow.
kids are smarter at everything now. When I was a kid, just being able to lift the front wheel on my bicycle was impressive.
Or to make that noise with the spokes.
Right. And now they can dance and flip and go up and down stairs, and
Yeah.
it's
And
unbelievable.
they're right. I mean, my 9-year-old, he's now 9, is making stop action movies with his iPad and
Oh,
Legos. So I
See, that's
could
just
never
unbelievable.
conceived of that concept.
that is
Yeah.
cool. You got a wonderful
I
family.
know you look like a Gene Kelly and Fred Astaire, the dancers, right? Everybody thought they were so great. Compare them to now.
Do you watch it like America's Got Talent?
Yeah.
There's some great stuff on
They're
there.
unbelievable ones. You know what one I like? The one where the lady gets her clothing changed, like like they throw dust on her and she's got a new dress.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
Yeah. That's fun.
They rip off whatever they've got. I don't know.
But you're under dust.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real cool.
I mean, if it was a twin, I'd say, okay, it's a twin. This is somebody else with a different dress on. But there's dust. You've seen that, right?
I know which ones you're talking about. I don't remember seeing the dust.
Hey, can Gary? Is it Gary?
Gary.
Mr. Pierre's name? Okay. Can he bring Penn and Teller to On Top of the World?
I'll ask him. He usually gets a couple of big shows a year. So,
oh my gosh,
Air Supply is going to be the first of them. I don't know what else he's got in store for us.
Well, we love On Top of the World. We love going there to participate. We love the ice cream parlor, and it's just such a wonderful place to go.
Yeah, thank you. And that's really the point, is to provide people a meaningful life and a meaningful place to enjoy their years.
Mm-hmm.
Do you celebrate both Christmas and Hanukkah?
Just Hanukkah.
Just Hanukkah. Well, happy Hanukkah.
Thank you.
Extend that to everybody you work with and your family. And then, have we met your wife?
She didn't come on.
That never came in.
She was going to come in with OSIN when that autism group was doing their. She didn't come in. But Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas to everybody, and Happy Holidays to everybody out there. So
thank you, Robert.
Thank you. Have a great New Year.
It's always fun.
Thank you.
Right.
We will take a little break. We'll be right back. Who's up next, Robin? We have
Chris Newsome from the Recruit Military Orlando Veterans Job Fair tomorrow.
Right. Okay, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. The